From the lush grazing lands of the south to the cooler mountainous country in the west, Victoria is blessed with an abundance of rich farmland. So if locally produced food and drink gets your taste buds going, then here you'll find some wonderful opportunities to indulge. And the journey starts here in the beautiful Yarra Valley. Yes, the numbers don't lie. Amongst the beautiful scenery here, there are 55 world-class wineries, and it really is the climate that makes all the difference. It's warmer than Burgundy, but it's cooler than Bordeaux, and that makes for a wide range of wines. And if you come here for a day trip, you can get to sample them. Just head 30 miles northeast of Melbourne and you'll come across some vineyards such as Domaine Chandon, the Australian winery of French champagne giant Moet and Chandon.
In 1986, Moet Chandon actually wanted to expand their global estates. Already they had a winery in Argentina, one in Brazil and one in California. And so they came to Australia and specifically to the Yarra Valley throughout their search, looking for a cool climate site that produced really high quality fruit. And the Yarra Valley at that stage was actually quite a young, sort of vibrant wine growing community. We've got the mountains, we're in the foothills of the Great Dividing Range. We've got the great Southern Ocean, a really cold body of water, about, I guess, 150 kilometres away, and that really influences our weather. And it was this site that proved to be the best spot to produce high quality Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier and Chardonnay for producing high quality sparkling wines.
Just down the road from there is Belvedere Cafe Restaurant and Badgers Brook Winery. It's got its own organic sourdough bakery and they make a point of using local ingredients.
The whole ethos of the place began in the garden, so the organic vegetable garden. We decided that we would try and get at least 90% of organic product into the kitchen, and the reason being for that is because of our health. And if the customers believe that we're actually giving them an organic product, it costs us a little bit more. They feel a lot healthier and they'll return. And the way Australia's going, and especially Melbourne, there's a lot more places that are actually dealing with organic product. We have a cooking school. It's something that, with being in an open kitchen, so many people would say, gee, I'd really love to learn how to do that, because they see us doing it all. So I thought, well, we may as well set up a cooking school. What happens is people arrive at 9:30 in the morning, they go out into the garden, they pick the beans, they pick the vegetables that we're going to be prepping that day. We go upstairs and then we basically prepare them and bring them down here. And then it's sold to the customers. Everything that I'm doing for a lunch on that day, we prepare about 9 items upstairs. So they're involved in what we're actually going to be selling to the customers.
And of course, there is Yering Station, set on the site of the valley's first vineyard, planted in 1838, and one of the most impressive stops on any tour of the Yarra Valley. This is home to the Yering Station Winery, another great place to go wine tasting.
Well, on tasting we have about 20 wines, so there's quite a lot for people to try. I guess there's a lot of cellar door release wines that you can't try everywhere, that you can't buy everywhere in the shops, but it ranges from sparkling wines to white wines to red and then to desserts, so there's quite a lot, yeah. Well, the highest sort of seller, I guess, in cellar door is the Shiraz Viognier, and worldwide that's sort of the same, so that's quite a huge one for us. Shiraz Viognier. The sweeter wines tend to go pretty well in the cellar door as well, but we're mainly known for Pinot Noir, Shiraz Viognier, Chardonnay and sparkling wine. But we try and sort of portray it in a nice, comfortable, sort of easygoing way on how to do the swirling and the smelling and alleviate all the snobby wine things that you see, and hopefully show what things have meaning and what things are just people trying to look cool and everything, and just, so that's basically, what you can do, yeah.
But just next door is this place, Chateau Yering, a Victorian mansion dating back to 1854. It's heritage listed and the setting is truly breathtaking. And this has got to be the perfect way to end your day. All this wonderful food, a good old-fashioned high tea served in the opulent surroundings of Chateau Yering's drawing room. Heading south now, and the large expanse of ocean that hugs the coast makes for lush landscape and some fantastic wineries.
10 Minutes by Tractor is basically a winery based here in Main Ridge, which is the highest and coolest part of Mornington Peninsula. And we have 3 vineyards, all 10 minutes by tractor apart, which grow Pinot Noir and Chardonnay, which of course are the flagship varieties of this region. And why we've brought the 3 together and why the name? Well, because each of those vineyards is quite unique and different from each other. What we're doing is we're looking to make the most of each of those vineyards and let the unique character of each of those vineyards come through into the winemaking. We see those different characters being clearly expressed every year, and what we do is we'll make our estate wine, which is a blend of all three, which gives you a tremendous overview of what can be produced in any one year, and then we do also single vineyard releases in good years to really demonstrate the character and the quality of the vineyards themselves.
And if all that wine tasting has got your appetite going, then why not sample some of the Mornington Peninsula's local produce? This small cheesery at Red Hill produces distinctive, handcrafted regional cheeses to complement Mornington Peninsula wines. The specialist cheese is made using fresh organic cow milk and free-range goat milk, each from a single herd.
We basically have 130 goats, and we milk them twice a day and sell the milk for cheese making, all locally on the Mornington Peninsula.
Back to the city now, and if you want to just enjoy the great produce without getting your hands dirty, then you're in luck, with Melbourne boasting some truly world-class restaurants and eateries.
Oh, the quality of the Melbourne dining scene is very, very exceptional. I mean, for a town of this size, and really it is a town compared to some of the larger cities that Melbourne dining is compared to, we are a small place, and it's a very eclectic mix of cultures, and therefore a very eclectic mix of restaurants and foods. And I think we're very lucky because of the quality of the ingredients. We're surrounded not only by great ocean, but also by quite beautiful green pastures. Even during a drought, we're not really being affected by it that much because we've got such a huge array of resources of great ingredients. Vue de Monde is an interesting concept where there is no menu, and basically I started that concept purely because the confidence of the diner was to draw themselves to certain dishes, and for me, because of the array of ingredients we do have in Australia, I wanted a little bit more confidence from the diner, and the only way to do that was actually to let them go, just let them relax. So not give them a menu and say, what do you like, what don't you like, and leave the rest to us. You know, of course, budget comes into it, and we do try to cater for quite a number of budgets, so it's not just one fixed price menu. It starts at a minimal price and then works its way up per course.
The Grampians lie to the northwest of Melbourne and features some of the state's most breathtaking scenery. It's also home to the Royal Mail Hotel and Restaurant, who are on a mission to place themselves on the world map of gastronomy.
We have two sort of major food outlets. We have a fine dining restaurant, or our restaurant, and we also have a cafe style menu. Cafe style menu is your standard, I suppose, not country but simple, rustic, probably more Spanish than anything style food. Fish, meat, you know, a lot of legumes, fresh stuff, fresh seasonal stuff. And on the restaurant menu it's more specialised ingredients, fish and meat. And I suppose everything has a bit of a twist with, you know, a bit of a modern take on cooking as well, okay? So it's quite technical, the cooking is quite technical. We have a large kitchen garden, extensive kitchen garden. We have dams with fish in it. We have dams with crustacean, yabbies and native Australian crayfish. Literally, we send guys to the garden at 5 o'clock in the afternoon to get those products, and at 6:30 in the restaurant you can be eating them. So literally something's been cut from a plant or pulled out of the dam an hour before you eat it.
We've got a fantastic wine cellar. It may appear to be an air-conditioned warehouse, but it's a collection that's been ongoing for over 27 years. It's had a purity of vision, it's had a philosophy behind it, and that philosophy has been to collect the best. Anybody can just go and buy one of everything, make sure it's spelt correctly, put it into a wine list and hand it over to someone. But that's not a great wine list. A great wine list is something where you drink to depth all through the wine list, and that's what we're trying to achieve. We're very fortunate. We're in a fantastic wine area as well. Within 45 minutes drive of here there would be at least half a dozen world-class wineries. One of the oldest wine regions in Australia, the Great Western region, is only an hour's drive away, which still has, I think, the largest collection of underground cellars in the world, even considering Europe. So we've got a wine culture here going back 160 years. So even one of the products we have on our things, our most famous product is a 1958 brandy that was sourced from an hour away. And this brandy rivals any cognac or armagnac you can possibly buy. And it's a a brandy made in Lake Bolac in 1958. So we had this fantastic opportunity to not only showcase our great cellar of beautiful old European wines, but a wonderful history of the local region. I mean, we've been making world-class wines in this area since the 1850s.
But that really is just the beginning of the food and wine story in Victoria, with thousands of farms and hundreds of wineries supplying some of the finest produce you'll find. This really is the place to visit to satisfy even the most hearty of appetites.